Hey guys, Sapphire Comic Sanctuary here. Uh, my name's Adam, and welcome to another new comic book day review with the polls that I grabbed from this week, March 18th, 2020. I hope everyone out there is doing well with all the craziness that's happening in the world. I am working from home and only going up to my workplace if it's absolutely critical. But that's not going to stop me from doing my comic book reviews. My local comic shop is still open and also providing curbside pickup for those that don't feel comfortable going into the store and being around other people during a time like right now. But, anyways, guys, let's get on to the comics, shall we? Alright, starting off, we have Something is Killing the Children. This is number 6 in the series. Here we learn the aftermath of book 5 after they killed the queen and the fact that um, she has babies, and there's quite a few of them. The little girl that they rescued gets some detailed information, and it might just be PTSD or shock for the little girl, but the way the little girl is talking uh, to our slasher friend here, very creepy. But this was a good read. It's helped move the story forward, and we got an inside look of the little organization that she is a part of, and that this monstrous thing that's killing children is not over yet. But I like this book. It was really good. This is from Boom Studios. And I thought it was pretty good. Looking forward to book 7 to see what's this new organization like. And yeah, very surprising. Right. Next we have from Image Comics Undiscovered Country. This is book number 5. Uh, finally, after 4 books, the story moved out of the car. Here we just learn about why this brother did what he did for his sister. We learn exactly what the key was used for. We got some background to another character's backstory on how they got roped into this thing, going back into the United States after the borders were closed off. And it was actually pretty surprising. The Destiny Man is not happy that the prisoners got away. And we also learn what those tubes and ventilators were transferring down the tubes to the people climbing the walls, and that was a little disgusting and shocking. But I like this book. It finally moved forward, which is good. I was worried if the book didn't move forward, like I might have to drop it, but still kind of a weird book. Still don't quite understand everything that's going on in it, but that's okay. There'll be more books coming along to explain exactly what the hell's happening here. But still liking it. Still kind of liking the weirdness. Just need more story progression a little bit quicker. Right. Next up, uh, we have 2 new books from a completely brand new publisher. This publisher is called AWA, which is Artist Writers Artisans, and they're part of Upshot Studios, which is completely brand new, and their comics are graphic, but boy, do they meld so well with what's going on in today's world. So this one right here, this is Red Border. To summarize it and not to spoil it, this describes a family that escaped from a Mexican drug cartel and they're trying to cross the U.S. border. The issue is it's dangerous being chased by a cartel after writing out something to the police, but it's even more dangerous when they get to the United States. Very surprised by this book. I didn't know what I was expecting. I just saw the night before I went to buy my comics, or the morning that before I went to buy my comics this week, I'm just like, oh, let me see what this is. So I looked, I read through the summaries, and I'm like, oh, it looks interesting. And then I'm like, it's like, well, I gotta buy all four. But I was only able to get 3 out of the 4 because my comic shop didn't order um, Archangel 8, um, which is another comic from this studio. That's a really surprising lineup. Now, to be clear, these comics are rated mature, so I would not recommend these to kids at all. And they are graphic. This one is exceptionally graphic. But I kind of enjoyed it. And I'm probably going to subscribe to this. Just got to take some notes down and call up my LCS and be like, hey, add these to my list. So pretty good. Good book. Going to continue picking it up to learn more about why it's going to become dangerous for this couple that just escaped to the United States border. So we'll see. Good read. All right. Next is the second book that I picked up. More on the third book that I picked up a little bit later. This book is called Hotel. Basically, what it is it touches on some subjects, let's say. Domestic abuse is a theme in this book. Husband or boyfriend is chasing after the girlfriend, threatening to kill her, calling her all sorts of names, and she's pregnant with a child. So they escape to this hotel in the middle of nowhere off of Route 66. And she starts to have these weird dreams. I'm not going to say what those dreams are because they're very spoilerish. But this was a surprisingly good horror book. I'm not one for horror books, but you know what? I might be getting into this book. So this is also going onto my shelf list. And it's only a maybe a one shot, or let's see, take a look here. I think this is either a 4 or 5 book miniseries. It doesn't say, but the other ones do. But these are really good. This was a really good read. Looking forward to what book 2 is and learning more about this mysterious, horrific hotel. Good read from AWA. Alright, now into the Marvel comics that I picked up this week. So first up, we got the brand new Spider-Woman #1. This is a cover. I think this was just like the normal cover. There were multiple covers. There was an Artgerm variant, a J. Scott Campbell variant, but I just kind of picked this one up just because I kind of wanted to get in on my LCS. I haven't read Spider-Woman at all, so I don't know her story from first appearance to now. Mix. Hey, sorry, my cat's scratching my bed. Basically, it's a very interesting book. And Spider-Woman is asked to provide protection at this girl's birthday party. And for some reason, there's like a twofold attack on this billionaire's boat. And it's actually a very interesting book. She needs some money. Give me a second. I'm going to go kick my cat in my room real quick. Be right back. Come on. That's your next. Try and make a video. See if I can add that out on YouTube. Okay, so like I said, going back to Spider-Woman. So there's this attack on this ship, trying to kidnap this girl that's in a wheelchair. That's very reminiscent of Barbara Gordon, but not because it's Marvel. So I'm really interested to see where this goes. I am going to also add this to my sub list because why not? Seems like a very good ongoing series. So yeah, Spider-Man #1, 2020 series. You leave next, please. Come. Ouch. Alright, I get the cat out of my room. So hopefully YouTube will let me splice this video up. Right, next up we have from the X-Men universe, also from Marvel. This is X-Force #9. And this was kind of a chill book with a crazy thing at the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but they're at this gathering, they're going over it. Domino is starting to feel a little bit more herself from the last 8 issues where she was having issues. And I thought this was interesting. This has been one of my favorite titles out of the new Dawn of X universe, I guess you could call it. And Fallen Angel was good, but Fallen Angel was only a 6-issue miniseries. But Hellions is coming out next week, so gotta pick that up. But X-Force here, we get to see how the X-Men party, and oh boy, do they party! But since death is null and void in this book, they get into fights. Mostly kill each other, but they revive. But I enjoyed this book. Really looking forward to where this goes. The second half of this book, when they go check up on an issue from a previous book, it's not what I expected. So, another good read. All right, continuing on the Marvel, I got a lot of comics this week. So this is going to be a long video. Right, so here we have Star Wars #4. This, like I said, with all the other Star Wars books out there, takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So starting to get a better understanding. Here we still got Leia frozen in Kryptonite. Luke is looking for his lightsaber, and Lando Calrissian is looking to free his friend, and also partially free Cloud City. I enjoyed this read. We learn more about why Luke never... Well, you know what? That's spoiler. So, good read. You get to learn a lot about certain events that take place much, much later in the Star Wars universe. And some of these books actually answer that question. So, really good read. Really enjoying this series, by the way. All right. Alright, so now we have Atlantis Attacks #3 by Greg Pak. Greg Pak's writing is awesome. I love a lot of what he writes and does. So basically this is, there's some action in this book. The Agents of Atlas, both new agents and the old Agents of Atlas, pick sides to join in this battle against Atlantis. So you still got the Sirenas, you got the Atlanteans, and you got the Agents of Atlas caught in the middle. They want to be protectors of pain. They want to fight for what is right. And there's some tough choices that are made in this book, and I really absolutely have been enjoying Atlantis Attacks. And I'm looking forward to where book 4 goes. Judging by the cover of book 4, it could be very, very interesting. So, gonna keep reading this. Don't want to spoil it. Alright, on to the DC books. Finally, we have the conclusion to the whole Perpetua Year of the Villain thing here in Year of the Villain Hell Risen by Jim Tynion IV, book 4 of 4. So, the Batman Who Laughs versus Lex Luthor, who will prevail? And will the infected be cured? All that is answered in this book with a plot twist. And what's so important about this book that a lot of people are going to overlook is this is a key into a speculating key into Dark Knight's Death Metal, which is the big DC event for the summer. and it's going to lead into G5 apparently. But there's not much I want to say about this book, but I will say that Lex Luthor's assistant asks him, like, why you do it? Why did you want to fight for a goddess of cosmic proportions? And we learn about that. And this was a really good read. Really enjoyed the short Hellraiser 4-issue miniseries. Can't wait to see what's in store for DC after this book. All right. Next up, we have Justice League 43, continuing my DC books. We're getting there. We just have about 4 more comics to go over. So here we have the conclusion to the Eradicator arch of Justice League, and basically it is one of the it's one of the best written out fights to date. I actually think this was better than Scott Snyder's. Unfortunately, Vendetti is leaving for a personal dream project of his at DC, but we don't know what that is. We can only speculate. But here we see the battle rage on this sunless planet. The Eradicator and his Daxians versus the Justice League. And this was pretty good. I really enjoyed this book. But it almost feels like, did they forget that at the end of issue 39 they got their butts kicked? Or was it issue 40? Anyways, hopefully they'll get back on the path of what's in store for the Justice League post loss to Apex Predator, Lex Luthor, and Perpetua. So good read. Okay. Next up we have Batman 91. The designer is, well, revealed. And in here we learn about a variety of things. We learn that the Joker is placing the pieces on the board for his Joker's War, which starts very soon. I believe that officially starts building up 92 to 93 and then kicks off with issue 94 or 95. But this is Batman is trying to figure out what the designer has in store for Gotham and going out and trying to stop him. And basically, this is going to be this book pretty much leads into exactly what's going to happen there. So we will find out. I do not want to mention anything else about this book because that would be spoiler, but Dinian's doing a really, really good job on this. All right, on to Aquaman 58 from DC Comics as well. Here we have the aftermath of Aquababy's birth and a time skip to 10 months later. The Ocean Lord wants control of the Atlantean throne, but the Atlantean throne has to go to who Mera gave her blessing to, and it gets a little confusing. But we get to see Aquaman show his fatherly side big time in this book. And we also get lots and lots of pages of Aquababy. And I've been loving this from the prologue to this. I didn't read any Aquaman before that prologue. So I'm finding this to be really good. I've been enjoying it. And basically I think it's going to become it's going to become a very big event in the DC universe for 5G down the road, depending on what the plans are. But good read. You learn about the recent post-war struggles of a variety of the Atlantean force that was destroyed in the battle by a disease. Ironic. But I enjoy this. Good read. Aquababy. Alright. Next up, we have a. I wasn't gonna pick this up, but I decided to just pick it up because I like the cover, and then I read all 100 pages of it, and that was Robin, 80th anniversary. I got this wonderful 2010s variant with all the Robins on it, and inside this book, there's stories for each of them, minus I believe that's Carrie or Cassie. She doesn't have a story in this, but of course, Dick Grayson has a couple stories in here. Tim Drake has stories in here. Damian Wayne, of course, has a story in here. And Stephanie Brown has a story in here as well. And this was actually surprisingly good. You kind of learn about a few different things and get some background characters on Batman's sidekick. I liked it. It was all right. All right. Wow, that was a lot of comics. So on to the runner-up for pick of the week, and that will go to Arrow number 9. I have absolutely been loving Arrow, and the artwork in this book is so stunning. It captures the story so well, very anime style. So people that like anime will very much get into it. So here we kind of learn a bit more about the Crystal Towers, and we also learn how Arrow and Zhao Yu met. And I thought that the story was very sweet, and seeing Arrow test out her new double that she learned how to use from her mentor, Madame Huang, who is also an enemy. Hopefully, we get back to that. And I've been loving this. I've been loving this book. So this was just a really awesome read. I really feel that it's built the story up and answered a couple of questions that I had, and that's how it became runner-up for pick of the week. But pick of the week goes to not an Image comic, not a DC comic, not a Marvel comic or a Boom Studios comic. It goes to a brand new studio. And that pick of the week is going to be from AWA and Upshot Studios, The Resistance, issue 1 of 6 by Mike Sawinski, I think is how you pronounce his name. Let me tell you about this book a little bit. It hits the nail big time in today's current world, this week's world, last week's worlds, last month's worlds, and everything that's been going on with this virus outbreak. This book literally mirrors exactly what's going on in the world today, because in this book there's a virus, one that attacks from within, and very gruesome, extremely gruesome, and the countermeasures that these countries take is off the chart and completely crazy. And I just love it because I'm like, this is hitting everything that's going on in the world like crazy. You got crazy leaders, you got everything in this book. You can find something that's happening in the world in this book. So that's why I was pick the week, because I just felt emotionally connected with everything in this book. But basically what this book is about this disease, how many people wiped out, and those that kind of died but came back to life somehow. And it builds this whole world that AWA is creating for us and putting comics back to what they once were, easily contained worlds. And this story was just, it was just so amazing. I'm not going to spoil it, but really good book. I might do another video on it separately, maybe this weekend, where I flip through everything. But I probably won't do that because this is a new studio. They could use your purchase of their 4 books. And amazing read, pick of the week. Wow. Amazing. Just amazing. Oh boy, that was a lot of comics, guys. If you liked the video, leave me a comment below. What did you pull today? What did you pull this week? What did you think of my thoughts? What do you think of the new little setup I have in here? It's going to look better. After this entire thing's over, I'm going to improve the video quality a lot. But it was a very busy week for comics, and I just really enjoyed what I read. And like I said, if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to catch more of my content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to know exactly when I put a video live, go ahead and hit that notification bell up there in the upper right hand corner. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Stay safe. World's kind of crazy right now. And you all have a good week. See you for the next video. Bye-bye.